and welcome to another video for assignmentsystamp.com. Today I'm going to start out with some scoring on some cardstock. This is Chaffee cardstock from Basil. Just going to score that at 5.5 because it's going to be a portrait card with the fold at the top. So it'll just be like that. And now I'm going to emboss the card front. I'm using this embossing folder from Tim Holtz and Sizzix. This comes in a set with the pad or the embossing folder called Bricked. This is the bricked and wood grain sets. So with the wood grain, it looks like that. I'm also going to be using the Falling Stars die from Simon Says Stamp. Some people have had issues with this where you're getting these edges at the bottom of the die leaving indentations on your cardstock. So I'm going to just show you one way that I help prevent that. I'm going to be cutting out of this Nina Solar White. And before, when I put it through this direction, I would get those indentations. So I learned that if I just turn it this direction, that I get no indentations. So I'm just going to run that through. And there you go. Normally I would have little indentations down here, but I'm turning it in the light and I can't see it at all. So if you're getting indentations, make sure you turn the die around different directions to see what is best for your die cutting machine. Every die cutting machine is slightly different from the others. The pressure will be in different points. I've noticed on mine that I have a little bit more pressure right there in the center than I do on the outer edges. So that would be why when I put it through this way, why I was getting indentations right there in the center. So if you're getting it in a particular direction, go ahead and turn it and try it in a different way. You can also change up the different ways you use your plates and your multi-purpose platform, or any of your other plates, like for your Cuttlebug or whatever. You might have to take out a plate, maybe put in some shims to try to get just enough pressure so that you don't get those indentations. Alright, now I'm going to take this punch from Martha Stewart Crafts. This is the Pop-Up Frosty Village Punch. I did a card with this last Christmas time. Thought I would do another one now. So when you punch this out, it's actually supposed to be used and then you punch up the little village and you can use it on the inside of your card or whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and just show you a different way you can use it. It doesn't punch all the way through, so you have to just like punch as far as you can and then lift up. So here are all those little pieces that punch out. We've got the windows that pop out. Looks like I didn't press hard enough because the windows didn't come all the way through. So I'm going to go ahead and punch one more time. Alright, there we go. There's all the windows. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little line coming from these homes. And I'm going to draw another little line right underneath it. And I'm going to cut out this little line of homes. I want a little silhouette that I can put in front of my Falling Stars area. I'm just going to put this down on this end here, and I'm going to take a pencil. I'm just going to trace that line. And I'm just going to cut a little bit away from that line. This is so that I can glue this up here on that top edge so that I have a little bit more paper near the bottom. I'm going to take my Tombow Mono multi-glue and I'm just going to run a line of glue, just a thin line of glue right along that edge. And I can place this little guy right on. Alright, I'm going to take this and I'm going to figure out about how wide I want this strip of cardstock. I think about right there would be perfect. So I'll have it cut right there. So I'm going to cut off this Falling Stars area. Alright, now that I have this done, I'm going to do some ink blending. So I'm going to grab my craft sheet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this so that it's darker at the top and lighter at the bottom. I'm going to have the colors fade from peacock feathers to salty ocean to black soot. Black soot is a really strong color, so I'm going to leave that for the very last. I'll start with peacock feathers. I'm actually just going to start bringing it in from this bottom edge, and I'll just, with some nice circular motions. The edges of the stars are really going to make the color stand out. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to bring in some salty ocean from the other end. Okay, so I've got a little bit of blue and a little bit of the peacock feathers. I'm just going to go ahead and try to blend those just a little bit more. Alright, and I'm going to bring in black soot, and I'm going to be extremely careful with how much I use because it can darken up that edge really fast. Alright, I think that's about all I'm going to need. I just needed a little bit at the top there, actually. Bring in just a little bit more. Okay, this piece is going to go right here on the front of the card, about just like that. I'm going to put some foam adhesive on the back of it. I'm going to put it in strategic places so that it doesn't show through on the stars. So I'm actually going to cut down a few of these pieces into little squares. Alright, so that goes right there. I'm going to take the little village and figure out exactly where I need to have it along the bottom. Alright, so I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this. Placing that just right there at the bottom. Now I'm going to work on a sentiment that goes right up here. I'm using some candy bar cardstock from Basil and also the Apothecary Labels 2 die set from Simon Says Stamp. I'm going to use this one that has little burst edges on it. I'm going to cut it out a couple times because sometimes it's hard to get the stamp just perfectly on there. I'm going to be using the Holiday Label stamp set that matches these dies. I'm going to hit these with a powder tool. So I'm going to be embossing. I'm going to use the scallop circle first. And Versamark ink. I'm going to use the sentiment that says, "May you be blessed this holiday season." I'm using Ranger Super Fine Detail Silver Embossing Powder. Alright, and I'm just going to put that up here at the top. I'm going to put that on some foam adhesive, mainly off to one side so that it can hang off the edge of the star area. I'm going to round these bottom corners with my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper. I'm just going to use the 1/4 inch rounder. Alright, and that's the card for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.